We are looking at a highly composed typographical specimen, intricately shaped into the rigid confines of the letter B. The piece relies on a specific visual tension. It forces chaotic, creeping vines and sprawling leaves into a strict, recognizable architectural boundary. And it achieves this while adhering to a strict constraint. The entire structure is built from exactly 4 plant species, each chosen because their common names begin with the letter B. The result is a highly detailed layout that feels pulled from a 19th century cabinet of curiosities, balancing refined realism with natural eccentricities. It also collapses the timeline of a typical garden. We see cool spring blooms existing right alongside dormant winter vines, capturing a full year's growth cycle simultaneously. The artist even explored alternate cut paper iterations of this specimen, where sharp, layered edges replaced the naturalistic rendering of the original. Setting that exact same structure against a dark navy background completely shifts the visual weight, pulling the brighter floral elements forward. To understand how this chaotic flora forms such a unified, legible structure, we have to methodically deconstruct it into its 4 distinct layers. The deepest layer provides the physical scaffolding. This is the bittersweet vine, forming the deep, woody brown skeleton of the letter. These vines bring a sharp, erratic energy, twisting and fracturing as they stretch across the composition to define the outer curves and inner voids. The bittersweet also supplies the autumn and winter accents, dropping small, explosive berry pods in dual tones of bright tangerine and crimson. Scattered along the stems, these berries act as vivid interruptions, breaking up the dense, dark lines of the wood. Layered directly over this erratic scaffolding is the primary grounding foliage, the Brunnera. The Brunnera is defined by its massive, heavy leaves that carry a distinctive frosted silver and mint green pattern. That intricate metallic sheen functions essentially as a bright neutral, taking up surface area without overwhelming the color palette. Tucked near those broad leaves are the Brunnera's secondary feature, tiny, delicate, sky blue blossoms that closely resemble forget-me-nots. So the sharp, chaotic scaffolding of the bittersweet vine is tamed and anchored by the heavy, metallic presence of the Brunnera. Next, the piece incorporates midsummer elements, specifically designed for tactile variety, starting with the addition of the soft bunny tail grass. These oval seed heads begin as a pale greenish-yellow chartreuse and eventually dry out into a warm, creamy beige. Nestled into the lower loops, they provide a dense, stippled softness that directly contrasts with the hard, woody vines and smooth leaves. The final decorative layer belongs to the cool spring base, the bleeding hearts. These blooms present themselves in a striking combination of soft fuchsia and clean white, hanging in perfectly symmetrical shapes. As they cascade down the right side, they create precise, fluid lines that help dictate the typographic shape of the B. Dangling downward exactly like miniature paper lanterns, these striking blooms introduce a genuine sense of rhythmic motion to the outer edges. Together, the fluffy grass and the cascading flowers soften the overall architecture, giving a static illustration genuine tactile depth and a clear visual rhythm. Reassembling all 4 layers reveals the complete botanical letter in its final form. The success of this composition relies on a careful chromatic balance, splitting the color palette into 2 competing halves, cool-toned metallic pastels against warm earth tones. On the cool side, you have the heavy frosted silver leaves, tiny sky blue dots, and cascading fuchsia blooms. Competing directly are the rich earth tones, dense tan grass, bright tangerine berries, and the deep woody brown scaffolding underneath it all. Because the metallic silver and the dried tan act as soft, expansive ground neutrals, the vivid pinks and fiery oranges are able to push to the foreground and perfectly balance the composition's temperature. The final image holds all of these contrasting elements in equilibrium, translating a simple list of spring and autumn species into a single cohesive appreciation of botanical anatomy.